Hi, today we're going to talk about grammar lesson number 1, count and non-count nouns, with every, each, one of, and a few of. This is for English in Action, Book 3, page 51. Some nouns can be counted. 5 mountains, for example. 6 states. 1 state. 50 states. 2,456 parks. A city. There's no number, but a city means 1 city. We can count cities. 2 cities, 3 cities. Can you think of more count nouns? Take some time to write some on your paper. You can pause the slides by pressing the space bar. Count nouns can be singular or plural. Number 1, for example, a dog, 1 dog, 5 dogs. A dog is 1 dog, right? Number 2, 2 dogs. To check if a noun can be counted, what should you do? Put a, an, or the, or a number before it. A mountain, the mountain, 5 mountains. Another example is a car, the car, 5 cars, 6 cars. These are count nouns. Some nouns cannot be counted. Sugar, not 2 sugars. Many times these non-count nouns are too small to count. We cannot count individual pieces of sugar. Milk, not 3 milks. Water, not 17 waters. Can you think of more non-count nouns? Write 5 on your paper. You can stop the slideshow by pressing the space bar. Many non-count nouns are in your kitchen. Coffee, salt, vinegar, oil, butter. For non-count nouns, we use other words to count them. A spoonful of sugar. Sugar can't be counted, but spoonfuls can be counted. 2 spoonfuls, 5 spoonfuls, or sometimes a teaspoon or a tablespoon. A glass of milk, 2 glasses of milk, 3 glasses of milk. A bottle of water, 2 bottles of water. We count the bottle, not the water. Can you think of more ways we can count other non-count nouns? Write 5 more on your paper. A cup of juice, a slice of bread. Words to use with count and non-count nouns. Number 1, use a singular verb, is or has, with these words. Every river has water in it. Not every river have water in it. Each mountain is tall. Not each mountain are tall. One of the parks has grass. Not one of the parks have grass. You might think that parks needs the word have because parks is plural. We're talking about many parks. But we're talking about only one. One has grass. One is the subject, not parks. Use a plural verb for example, are or have, with these words. A few of the. A few is more than one, so we must use are. A few of the rivers are dirty. A few of the rivers is dirty. Not a few of the rivers is dirty. Some of the. Some means 2, 3, 4, mostly 3 and 4. Some of the trees grow tall. Not some of the trees grows tall. And many of the parks have flowers. Not many of the parks has flowers. Many is more than one, so we must use a plural verb, have, not has. And finally, all of the cities are big. Not all of the cities is big. The subject of the sentence is all. All is more than one, so we must use a plural verb. Let's talk about what these words mean. Every, each, one of, some of, a few of, many of, and all of. What's the difference? Look at the green and white blocks or squares. Some of the squares are green. How many? 2 out of 8. Only 2. Some. Some of the squares are green. A few of the squares are green. 3. So a few of is more than some of. A few is normally 3 or 4. Many of the squares are green. How many squares are green? 6 out of 8. So we say many. Many is usually more than 50%. We have 8 blocks total, so 5, 6 would be many. 4. All of the squares are green. How many squares are green? 8 out of 8 total squares. So all of the squares are green. Are any squares white? No. All of the squares are green. 100%. And 5, none of the squares are green. How many squares are green? 0. How many squares are white? All of the squares are white. So none of the squares are green. So to review, some, we have 2 out of 8. A few of, 3 out of 8. Many of, 6 out of 8. All of, 100%. And none of, 0. Do you have any questions? If not, go to page 51 in your textbook for practice activities. You can send me a question on Remind, and I will answer. All right, thank you.